Welcome fellow animation lovers and curious internet surfers to Early 4th Street, where I try to analyze animated shows and films any way I can. For this video, we're going to be dipping our toe into the one villainous scene trend and take a look at a particularly disturbing scene from Disney's Amphibia. Also, while we're on this topic, fandom, please stop focusing. You only make the pain worse. The scene in question takes place at the end of the episode Olivia and Yunnan, where the titular characters attempt to save Marcy from captivity before being stopped in their tracks by King Andreas himself. The core then reveals itself and things from there go not so great. Now, before I begin my analysis proper, I should mention that the Second Dimension has already made a video analyzing the scene, so do check that out. But for this video, we're going to focus specifically on the villains showcased in this scene, Andreas and Darcy, and take a look at how much this shows us about them in so little time. So without further ado, let us break down this one villainous scene. So let's start with Andreas. The king of Amphibia, Andreas was teased as a villain while he helped Anne and the planters learn more about the Calamity Box, before finally revealing his true colors in, well, true colors, where he reveals intentions to conquer the worlds, including Earth. Now, interestingly for Andreas, he retains some of his goofy personality from before his heel turn.
Hello, Planter family! Oh, bring it in, you guys. Bring it in.
Quick, kids, bow.
It's so good to finally meet you.
I love this guy!
Dear King Andreas, just once, it would be nice if you followed proper castle etiquette.
Oh, etiquette, schmetiquette. We cannot allow the other world to know of the coming invasion. Make sure no Earthling sees you.
Energy signature acquired.
And one more thing. Would you mind picking me up the latest Cynthia Coven book? Marcy got me hooked and I'm dying to know what happens. And maybe some of those potato chip things she had?
Eliminate potato chip.
Okay, forget the chips. Kill the girl. Get the book.
We also have tidbits of backstory for him, hinting at him being a deeper character than just me, evil tyrant.
There was a time when Utopia was truly great, but that greatness was stolen from us. Centuries of prosperity brought to an end because of me. I was weak, trusting those who said they were my friends. Because of that, the music box was taken under my watch. It cost us everything. And after 1,000 years, no one even remembers our legacy.
All of this feeds into the scene and tells us so much about him in so little time. First things first though, the thing that's most prominently established about Andreas in this scene is how far he's willing to go to achieve his goals. Most of this scene is Olivia, Yunnan and Marcy fighting off monstrous projections of their worst fears, and after they win and try to escape, he stops them in their tracks, allowing the core to strap Marcy in a chair and, well, do this. Andreas is willing to hurt anyone and everyone to get what he wants. He talks about his plans with a sense of grandeur as if he's achieving something great, and what he's doing is worth all the pain he causes, directly and indirectly. This also does cement his loyalty to the nine-eyed freak ball he disturbingly refers to as
My lord.
Now, he does seem to show some remorse for his actions.
Let me go!
I wish I could, but my lord craves a host.
And it wanted the best, the smartest, the only one who could beat me at Flipward.
Honestly, Marcy, I like you. Always have. I begged the core to consider an alternative host, but alas.
He does care about Marcy and try to get her spared, but in the end, there's something he's willing to let happen for the sake of his
glorious purpose,
even if he does visibly regret it. The regret he does show, however, gives his character depth. It's subtle, but it says so much about Andrew's character. This guilt on his face, the backstory bite we have for him from True Colors, make him a much more trusting villain, as well as setting up his arc towards the end, and the show's all the better for it. This scene brilliantly illustrates both the villainous and vulnerable sides of Andreas, as well as setting up the internal conflict he shows in the future. It's great. Now to Darcy. While Andreas has some remorse for his actions, the core is straight up merciless. It runs a simulation that pretty much traumatizes Olivia, Yunnan and Marcy, and later does this. Sorry about making you endure that again. Anyway, this scene tells you quite clearly that the core is to be feared. It's evil and merciless and would hurt anyone to achieve its goal. The inhumanity, or inamphibity, I guess, of the core is only accentuated and cemented by the robotic voice it has after possessing Marcy.
We make a good team, huh? Now let's get out of here.
Why, hello there.
In this scene, we also find out what the core actually is.
A collection of Amphibia's greatest minds, preserved for all eternity.
This also plays into the perceived great purpose point I made with Andreas. If the core is embellished as being the greatest minds, then of course it will perceive its goal as great and worth anything. Unlike Andreas, however, it has no remorse, shows no mercy. Everything is seemingly just a means to an end. Now, interestingly for this scene, it is brightly lit up until the core is revealed, and after the core is revealed, the room is mainly lit by the orange light emanating from the core itself, being completely dark otherwise. This may be a visual metaphor to how the core now has all the power in the room, and honestly, it does. Andreas is completely loyal to it, Olivia and Yunnan can't really do anything, and Marcy is about to become its puppet. This also goes on to help establish what a fearsome villain the core, now Darcy, truly is. This scene does great to set up Darcy and the merciless, uncaring villain she turns out to be. This scene is able to give us so much about her villains in so little time. And that is what makes this scene great. And worth rewatching, I guess, if you're into reliving painful moments. For some reason. Amphibia was a great show, and I'm sure it's all one we're all going to miss. And it seems like this one that makes it so memorable. The depths of the characters, the plot twists, the animation, they all came together and gave us such a great show. So before I end this video, thank you, Matt Bradley and crew, for giving us Amphibia. Now that was all for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked my analysis, please leave a like and subscribe if you would like to watch more videos like these. And peace out, I guess, because I couldn't think of like an original outro for this video, or even a good one. Bye!